Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Real Housewives of Lagos After Party. I am Tina.
And I'm OG. I'm sipping my champagne.
You, you're saucy today.
I am. I am.
I'm
I
drinking
mean,
Coke.
I mean, this episode, the last episode, season three, spilling over to season four, is been a lot of drama. And guess what, girl? The drama continued off the camera. Like they took it to Instagram where receipts were being posted and everything. So, yes. I need
Yeah.
to be on the same level they were.
So basically you are like literally lit ton up level right
Yes,
now.
I am on turn up level. I mean, it's after party for crying out loud, so I need to
It
be
is
turned up.
exactly. It is literally after the show is the after party, and literally it is after the show, and we are in the after party. And I just want to let everyone know, all of the after party people, that you can continue the after party in the comments of our Instagram, our Twitter, and on our YouTube. The link to all of those locations will be in the description of this podcast on YouTube and everywhere that you can get your podcast. And yeah, I'm actually just drinking a Coke. I just need a Coke. I need to be the calm to your crazy today.
Okay.
So
And
I
I'm
need
going
to,
to be your hype lady, just so you need a hype.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a hype
hype
man.
me up. Hype me up. And but yeah, so we are just basically continuing on. Like in this episode that we're gonna do today, we're gonna recap the episode 4 through 6, and that way it will bring us up to date so that we can then now start recording every week for the episode. And we're hoping to bring some special guests on in the next few weeks. We're just teasing that for you guys. And if you are a listener and you want to come on and join the after party as we are having the after party, reach out to us on Instagram on Lagos Housewives on Instagram. So please, real that housewives of Lagos is Housewives of Lagos on Instagram. Reach out to us. Let us know that you want to join the after party when me and OG are literally sipping sometimes champagne, sometimes wine, sometimes a cocktail. In my case right now, it is a Coke. So just
And
join us. Okay.
sometimes I spill the champagne, so pardon me when I
We-
spill it. Wow, episode three ended with a bang, and
I
even more
know.
bang. Oh
And then
wow.
I will let you go first. Like, what did you think? Episode 3, like I was like, oh my God, like the emotion, Caroline's emotion, everyone's emotion was just like so sad for me.
Mhm.
But I didn't know we could even get crazier until we like now we're about to talk about episode 4. So I'll let you get started on what we saw in episode 4 and the major themes that we kind of came to in episode 4.
Yes, I mean, like episode four, it was all okay, let me think Caroline's word. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That's how we all started. And oh, before I even talk about it, after the episode three, there were a lot of drama on Instagram. Linda trying to defend herself by saying, calling out Caroline, and Caroline calling out Laura, calling out Caroline. I mean, a lot were going on episode three, at the end of episode three. So all that played out towards the end. So you guys go on IG, you will see it. Yes. And Toyin also had to break her silence when she talked about she's been a victim of Laura's sister's blog. And she also said that she owes it to Laura to tell her what was said about her at the beach. That what's how Laura reacts to out, how Laura takes it is her business, but she owes it as a friend to tell her what everybody had to say about her. This was what I was talking about. Remember on our last
Mm-hmm.
episode when I said
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Toyin took that information to Laura. There's a way you can take an information. It was a game. I mean, there's a way you can tell Laura about the game and she will not react the way she reacted, on the show. There's a way you would tell her and she won't take it, too personal or serious. I don't know how she took it to her and I don't know what was said to Laura. But, Toyin, some bullshit were said as far as I'm concerned. So you need to come out and say what the bullshit you said because apparently this bullshit that you told Laura is causing a lot of commotion between her and Chioma and Caroline. So please, girl, you need to you are so you are so big on people say a lot of things off camera and they come when the camera comes on their faces they start pretending and that you're not an actress. Like what you said to Laura was not on camera, and I saw a lot of comment people said made about it, saying that you need to also say what you say to Laura on camera so that we can understand what is going on. I'm not even going to dwell on that. I'm also going to talk about the vein, the energy, the way Laura was saying fuck Kika, just because Choma asked her to please beg since Chioma felt she was in a good mood when she started apologizing to Caroline and told her to beg her sister to pull down the story she had written about her partner, that they were false. Mm. Girl, I have no comment on that, but I know a lot of things were said about Kika, and
Mm-hmm.
I know that since that event transpired, Kika have not been in the country, and there must be Kika is always in the country, but I'm not gonna even talk about that anyway. So, but I didn't just understand. It wasn't necessary the way Laura was going about it, screaming "fuck Kika, fuck Choma," like I whatever it is that she had to say about them, that she cannot go back on her words, and she doesn't change how she feel about these ladies.
Yeah, let's
Whatever.
let's play it. Let's play it so people can see. They can kind of get a flavor of what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Um, and if you guys hear snoring, that is my dog. She
Not
she
again.
is. Oh yeah, she's. I mean, she has nothing else to do but to snore and sleep. Reasonable mood, I use this opportunity to tell her sister while she's taking on episode 5 because that's the first time that Mariam is coming in to meet the girls, and look at how like everyone is all just sitting there.
So, guys, I think it's pretty obvious what this game is.
Like everyone, look at
So right
everyone's
now, the
face.
vibe a little bit bland,
No.
if I'm being honest.
That's why I
Everyone's
love
still
when
being a little bit
Mariam walked in.
uptight,
When
not
she
really
came in, she changed
interacting
the
with one another,
whole
and I hate this. So,
mood.
guys, let's play. Let's play.
Yeah, she was just yeah. So let's keep talking because I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was funny that they were all like all quiet and Miriam comes in there and the mood
Yeah.
changes. But I think there's this important part of this that I felt like we should like needs to be explored, which is that there was a handshake that we've heard a lot about, but
Mhm.
we just don't know. Yeah.
If I have to come in on that, I think Mariam was just reaching on that handshake.
Yeah. I mean,
It
I'm gonna
just-
play. I'm actually gonna play it right now so people can see, because I think it's important that people see it. And
Say
so,
hello or turn or hug. Hello, hi, Mariam. But you can't say something this beautiful and I say hello, okay? Please, okay? Have you seen this?
I like her confidence.
She was shaking like this.
but she shook the other lady's hand that was
Hello,
sitting
just
next to. I didn't even see her say hello to Laura.
She did.
Oh, look at OG, poor OG.
Mariam
OG's.
is in everybody's face. Mariam is just loud. She's loud. She's everywhere.
Oh,
All
God.
right. So
Oh God. she
that
she
handshake,
always She always has something to say. Next thing she will say, I think the ladies, I think, but then again, this is what she is thinking. But she will not
Mm-hmm.
tell you that I think the ladies are thinking. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Laura. Oh my gosh, she's very hilarious. I kind of like Laura, even all this drama, with all her drama and everything. I kind
Man,
of like her.
Laura was carrying the show, man. I don't know what you guys are saying, but Laura and Caroline carries the show.
Oh my
So yeah.
God. Yes, the handshake Mera was just reaching. And again, she was there was a part where she talked about she really in fact she the Miriam's handshake and Laura's customer thing are just like a thing on this show. Miriam's
Mm-hmm.
handshake, that's how you actually greet a stranger. I don't know
Exactly.
unless they were told that they are expecting another cast member to join them, then they can get all excited about it, just like Laura was excited, which I'm assuming Toyin must have told her that we have a new cast member joining us, because the same Mariam said that she doesn't know who Laura was on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, there's a clip where she did an interview. She said the two people she didn't know prior to the show was Shoma, sorry, Caroline and Laura. But when if you also watch that clip where Miriam was walking in, Laura was
Mm-hmm.
so hyped and raising her hands and she screaming like as if she knew who Miriam was before.
Yeah.
So you could tell it was because Toy must have told her that somebody was coming to join the cast members. And if meanwhile, if we are talking about Caroline attitude and how she welcomed Mariam, on
Mm-hmm.
the very first episode, she shook
Yes.
Choma's hand, Iyabo's hand, and the only person she hugged
Hugged
was Toby,
Toyin.
who was her friend. So she
Yeah.
welcomed her the same way she welcomed every other person. And again, she also mentioned that she had cold. We could see that she was coughing. And what if she had coughed and did some nasty things with her hand, and she didn't even
Mm-hmm.
want to like really grab you or anything? Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand that. You shouldn't. That's why I said she was reaching when she said she shook my fingertips and all. That girl, that handshake wasn't fingertip. We all saw it. I mean,
So she
even
basically is making a mountain out of an anthill. Like it wasn't a thing. It was just her being, whatever biases that she's had already about Caroline that she's kind of pushing. That's what it seems to me. But
correct, correct. It goes back to Toyin pressing her buttons behind the scene. That's just
yeah.
what I would say that. Now
Oh
she's
well.
coming with a biased mind, picking on Caroline. And maybe Caroline is the easy target for them to pick on, but they are failing to realize they're giving her so much power by picking on her.
Yeah,
Because
because she's
apparently,
carrying. At this point,
yes,
she's carrying the show.
the show is centered around her because of they are giving her so much power.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Oh, this is beautiful. This
Yeah,
this
I was just posting this. I just wanted people to see like what she said in person, and that's our Instagram page on there. But that's yeah, she's beautiful, absolutely beautiful lady,
she
and yeah,
is.
she's
Yes, that's where she said that her personality is so dope that I knew I wouldn't have a problem being around them. If I'm
yeah,
being honest, I'm happy I can't even say this. I
yeah.
entered
We don't have to read
the
it. People they can go
yeah.
on our website, they can go
They
on our
should go on
Instagram and read it.
Instagram, they will see it. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, this is yeah, she's so oh god, somebody's on there. Like she tries too hard. I think that's just her personality. Like if you follow I followed Mariam on YouTube
Mhm.
before Real Housewives, and she's just has this that's her personality. Like
Okay.
it's just from what I saw on her I used to watch her a lot during the pandemic, and
Mhm.
she had like a mukbang show, and she's just
Okay.
really outspoken. She just says what she's thinking. She's very
Okay.
direct, and she doesn't sugarcoat. From what I see, I don't know
Yes.
her. I've never met her. I don't know any of these people except one.
I've,
But
I've never heard about Mariam, to be honest with you. It's on
yeah,
this show. I'm just meeting her for the first time, hearing about her for the first time on this show. And
yeah,
she gave us a kind of a glimpse, or rather, she gave us. what to expect from that red carpet moment she had with the guy. So, and even on her intro, she said it that she can be that she's very playful, and she also very she said something about her personality on her intro, that she knows sometimes she comes out as she's coming off hard on people because of the way
Hmm.
she's playing with them, but that's just she doesn't take things too serious. So it could be who she is, or it could be Toyin playing behind the scene.
Yeah.
I don't have any hate or anything for you, Toyin, just in case you get to hear this podcast. But I'm just saying,
No,
based
I
off
mean,
of
and we wouldn't. Yeah, we're just being honest. We're just being observant and honest about our opinions and what we see. And um, there's no hate or any personal targets on this. It's just the fact that I truly believe that Toyin poisoned the well bet-
Mhm.
about those ladies, and I've told you this already that I feel like wanted to Toyin wanted to isolate Caroline,
Yes, you
and
said.
that's what I see here. And if I'm wrong, then fine. We can. Toyin can. Toyin, you can come over here and tell us.
Yeah, she can be on our show.
Yeah, you can come tell us like, "Hey, you're wrong. Like you're a dummy. Like you don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do that." And that's okay. That's fine. They played a lot of games, and during the games, there was
Yes,
a lot of like, "Never have I ever." And one of the things that struck out to me was Mariam had done everything, and she was just like, "I've done everything. Like I've had threesomes. I've
that's the
done
moment I
this."
fell in love with her.
Yeah, like she just was out and about, and Caroline wasn't feeling it. Like Caroline already told her she was sick anyway, and she wasn't feeling it. She felt like Mariam should have kept some of the details to herself because it was just too much. And there was this point in time where they were like asking like, okay, about people. And that one thing I didn't like was the way that I felt like OG was piled up on. Like they're like, why are you so like why
Busy and fake.
yeah, it wasn't like, yo, why are you so fake? And
Yeah.
OG's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just minding my business, like drinking my water, and I'm minding my business. So, what is this you're talking about?
I know,
Um,
yes. I love the way I love her. Actually, I love her response to that question. It was, I think it was Tony that said that she come across as a fake person, and
yeah,
she was like, that means I've been fake all my life.
all
I
my life,
love that.
yeah.
Yes, I love that
And
response.
so and then Mary's like, oh, so you're just a bitch. And then Caroline had a confession saying, bitch this, fuck this, like this is just fuck bitch man. Like it's like there was so much going on. And so I think there was that level of tension. I kind of felt, in my opinion, this is you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I felt like
Mhm.
OG was being attacked.
Yes, I agree with you to an extent. She was just a target, because an easy target, because she's Choma's friend, and because
Hmm.
she's fly. She's also in the business of, you know, maybe she OG has her own line and everything. So I I felt Toyi was intimidated. Is it the right word to use, being the fact that they are in the same industry, the same profession. So she has or rather she met someone that is also in the same line of business, and also as big as she is. So I mean, there's room for anybody to grow in this industry, and for everybody to also make their bread and their bags. So why come at her that way? It was like an attack on her. I agree with you.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. And, I mean, she was a guest of the show, so I don't know. I just didn't like it, but whatever. It is the show. And then during this thing, there was the whole question that Miriam asked Laura, why did she get her nose and chin done? And
Mm-hmm.
well, and this is why we will have to go back to episode 2. Remember when we said that if Laura was at the beach house, she would
Mm-hmm.
have kind of like
Laughed
she would have
over
joked,
it.
laughed.
The
Yeah, because
game.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
because she would have realized that it wasn't. I mean, there were.
That's serious.
Well, it was serious because Tony, everybody, they were throwing shade and tea, and I don't know if they
Mhm.
would have thrown those shade and tea if Laura was there. You know,
Well,
we would
if
never know.
Mera was golden, I no, I don't agree with that. They could have still said the same thing. The shade and tea they threw at her. They could have still
Hmm.
said it. Yes, none of them are scared of Laura. They would have said it to her face. The only thing I know is, or rather, I feel Laura wouldn't have taken it the way she took it, being the fact that she was not there, she was not
Hmm.
present. Just like when Mariam told her that, why did you get your chin and your nose there done?
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfortable with that. If and I actually love her response to Miriam. You see how she took it. She didn't take it. There's some, and if she even said it, that there are some people that are not comfortable about talking, you know, the jobs that they got done and all that.
Yeah.
Imagine Laura coming back at Mary and saying, "Okay, what about your boobs? What did you? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she got her boobs done or anything, but
Oh,
there's
she
some
definitely did.
there's some
She has.
sensitive questions that you don't just ask, especially someone you're just meeting for the first time. Those are sensitive questions to me. You don't just throw out there like. You might be a free spirited person that the next person is not that way, so you kind of sit back and watch the environment and try to understand people before you can throw some things at them.
Yeah.
The way they react, if whatever happens after that question, it's I don't blame the person. So that's my take on that.
Yes. Um yeah, and then during this time there was another question again, simmering. The iciness between Carol and Toyin is still simmering from the last episode we just talked about, episode 4 from the airport. Then Toyin asked, "Well, what happened between you and your husband?" And Caroline was just like, "I'm not going to talk about. I don't want to talk about it." And Toyin said, "Well, Misha, I already know what happened. I was just asking." And that's also another thing. Like it seems like I feel like
Yes, and
Toyin
she
was putting Caroline on the like in an
on
uncomfortable
the spot.
situation because she knows what happened. She said she already did. So why are you asking her on camera on international TV what happened in her marriage? You know?
Correct. Correct, because they were friends. They must have shared some things in the past, information and everything. They must have confided on each other in the past. For Toyin to come up here to want her to tell the world what actually, even if you know about what happened between me and my husband, because I confided in you in the past, because I believe they had a very good relationship in the past. For you to come up here to want me to talk about it, it's very shady. And I don't like it. I don't appreciate that. So stoop so low, that like that, because she repeated it twice, that I knew what happened. I knew what happened. That means whatever relationship they had in the past, she threw it out to the wind, into the gutter. Does it mean that what
Yeah.
I shared with you, you're coming because we are no longer cool? You now want to bring it and tell the whole world about it. That's not fair now. The same way she doesn't want people to talk about her
And
baby daddy.
her baby, and that's what Caroline said. And I think, and then Toyin took offense to it because again, a lot of things that goes on during the show, the housewives don't get to see that until the show
Mhm.
airs, like when we see it. So Toyin was really upset that Caroline brought up her baby daddies. I'm like, but technically you started this. You
Yes.
started Caroline bringing up, and she's saying, well, if you want to ask about my husband, well, let's start with your baby daddy. You go first. So for me, it looks like, what's good for the goose is not good for the gander when it comes to to kind of like talking about Carolyn. Like she's, and there's rumors, and I'm not going to repeat it, about how things fell apart between Caroline and Toyin, but we don't know what the real tea is. But it seems like Caroline was trying to spill some tea when she said, "Well, let's talk about your baby daddies," and Toyin was
Everybody.
trying to spill tea, like trying to let the world know what really happened between Caroline and her husband. But I just feel like it was awkward. It wasn't a natural conversation that happened. But let's move on because we've been spending too much time on this one game. But so at the end of the day, a lot of things happened during this game. OG got attacked. Mariam is pissed because she felt like Caroline did not welcome her. Toyin is pissed with Caroline. Oh, Toyin has made Caroline uncomfortable, asking about her husband. Some people feel a bit uncomfortable with the energy of Mariam and the bitch, 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 bitch. So there's all these layers now at play,
Oh
here
my God.
that we now have to
Yeah.
see. Yeah,
Oh my God. It's so funny, the whole beach thing of Miriam coming on board with it. At some point, I won't lie to you. At some point, I'm like, that's too much now. Like beach. To someone, even though she brought life to the party by her
hmm
loud music, she was so loud and everything. But you need to I don't know. You said it's her personality, but she was
I
doing
mean,
too
I'm
much.
the cursing part. I don't know. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I'm not defending her on this. I like Mariam. I think she's okay. She's a good person. Like, I don't know if she's a good person. She seems like a fun, nice person. However, I can see why people are irritated with her, and I would be irritated with calling people like she doesn't know them. Like, hey, what's up, bitches? I don't know you. Don't call me a bitch.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my God.
And she tried to differentiate that there is bitch and then there's bitch and then there's the bitch,
It
and
was
there
so
is, yeah, I
funny.
get it. I get it. Like,
I
I'm
did
telling you,
not.
like OG, you and I be talking, we could be talking in front, like, bitch, did you see what
Yes,
blah 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 blah, like,
because
where's, I'm
I'm
like, that
comfortable
bitch.
with you.
Yeah,
We've been
but they don't
talking.
know her, and there's already tension already in the air.
Oh
At the end of the day,
my
it's a reality show. Let's stop dissecting this because I'm tired. But the next, no, so like, I like the relationship between Trauma and Caroline. The next morning, they talked
God.
about the night before or whatever, and then I also like the interaction between. I felt like Trauma was such a great hostess because
He
she went
was.
and checked on her guest, and
Mm-hmm.
even she even went to Laura's room and just to check in on her. I
True.
have to say, I really like the bro cismans between Caroline and Choma, because you
Chioma and
saw Choma
Carolyn.
get coming in. She's like
Mhm.
climbing in her bed and all
Mhm.
kinds of stuff, and it was kind of chill. And then she checked in on Laura. Laura brought up the whole thing, like, okay, we're still not friends. Well, like, it's that whole friend thing that we keep hammering on is still coming up. Episode 5.
Yes, I love that part that she went to Laura's room. I mean, she's trying
Yeah,
to be the bigger person, and Laura could see that she was really trying to see the bigger person. But I couldn't just understand how someone could, come to your room. Anyway, we'll talk about that when we get to episode 6. Or rather, is it episode 6 or episode yeah, episode 6. No, anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about. So.
Towards the end of the show, Laura said that the only reason Choma talks, the only time Choma speaks to her is when they are around, which is not true. So I could not,
Oh, okay,
I
yeah,
didn't,
yeah.
that was what she said towards the end of the show. Then again, OG, um, Mariam invited her at the poolside for them to
hmm
discuss, you know, before leaving the
Yeah,
Abuja trip.
yeah.
And yes, and Laura had a lot to say about Caroline, about all the ladies. In fact, I mean, this was like kind of a get to know you conversation and all that, and you're bringing in all these other ladies and keep telling Mariam things that don't trust these people. Some people are who they say they are not. It wasn't necessary. It's not your information to share. Allow her to meet these people, explore, and get to understand and get to know them. It wasn't her information to share. I didn't just understand that part. And also, I also don't understand the parts where Mariam and Toyin had that discussion at the poolside, where Toyin said, "Go and represent me when you guys go out, for your park." They went to the park and all that. That she
Mm-hmm.
should represent her well. I couldn't make anything out of that. Like, what was that all about? That's still that alliance that you talked about that they are trying to build, Tony, Miriam, and Laura. Because why would you say something like that, that she should go and represent you? She should just go out there and get to know the ladies and not go and represent you. Why is she going out there to represent you?
Yeah. 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 At the end of the day, hey, whatever. Hey ho. I'm not going I'm not even gonna get into all the stuff, like the only other thing that happened this episode was noteworthy. Obviously, Tiana was there representing her mom. She won,
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. But Laura was actually having a really good time there.
She did. She did.
Caroline, I think, was still sick, so it was a little bit quiet. And they had dinner, which I love. Let me tell you this. Chioma did that during the dinner.
Oh my
Look at
God.
this.
Yes, she looks stunning. Like this was it.
Incredible.
She killed it. Best dress on this side. If the award goes to Choma, best dress for this dinner. She killed it.
She
Oh my
looks
goodness.
incredible. And like she looks like makeup on point.
Point.
Everything was on point. She looked good. Like good. And
Hair on
of
point.
which everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looked amazing. And one thing I liked about this was the fact that all the ladies look incredible. And I wanted to find a picture of what's her name, Laura, at this dinner, because I felt like this was her best look to date. To date,
True.
but
True.
I don't have it, so oh well. It
Yeah, and
is what it
she
is.
didn't make a post about on it. She didn't even post it on her Instagram page as well. They all look
Yeah,
good, apart from Laura's friend. They all look
yeah,
good.
Laura's friend was like really, yeah, so like oh, when Caroline walked in, she looked like a rich hajia, like
Yes, she was
like she
giving us
just,
that rich auntie vibe.
yeah, she just looked good. And her everyone was wearing black, she was the only one wearing color. And so
Hmm.
she looked good. And they played another game. I was like, oh god, any more games? Like, stop with the games. Like, you guys don't learn by now, these games get you all in trouble. And
Trouble.
yeah, so it's like another game, but it was no drama there. And
Hmm.
at the end of this episode, which I want to quickly get to that because you had already alluded to this. um what's her name? What's her name?
Right.
Why can I remember her
So,
name? um Laura, Laura invited the ladies out to
yes.
brunch. But what's her face?
Iyabo.
Iyaba was back in town, and that's where Laura was going to formally invite all the ladies to come to her fashion show. Maybe some of them can walk in the fashion show,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. And apparently, Laura and Choma and um,
Caroline.
Caroline did not make it there. So then there were little side comments being made in which Tony called Caroline a follow because if Choma doesn't come, then Caroline will not come. Iyabo was like, okay, well, Iyabo actually picked up the phone and called them and just kind of find out what's going on. She couldn't get a hold of Caroline, but she got a hold of Choma. Choma said she's still in Abuja. Her aunt had a 60th anniversary, so she was there. And at that point, Laura is like all pissed off and saying, well, I like, they don't want to
She
come,
don't
fuck them.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
like,
couldn't just make anything from that. Like, at last 30 minutes or yesterday, they were all cool and all. doing
Let me
lovey-dovey.
play it. Let me play it.
Destiny.
Because it makes more sense if I play it, And guys, excuse us. Like we'll get a hang of this, like how we can talk to you guys, but then also play clips. So
I can't find Caroline anywhere. I can't find uh Chioma anywhere as well. I like this guy. I like this garden that
it's
I
a
really
shade.
like this
That
guy.
shade. I like this vibe.
But come
With
on,
shade.
where is
Mhm.
Chioma? Did you invite them?
See, more shade being thrown.
Did you invite them?
Yes.
I've seen them since I got back now. Eh, you haven't? Since then?
She was just being petty.
Like, what happened in Abuja? Was it not cool? We were cool. But I just feel like every time, I don't know, it's just off. It's still guys.
I like Iabo's tea.
I don't show up. But what's the
Yes,
issue?
that's where she debuted her smile. I don't know
We never
what's
talked in Abuja.
I
We are
wanted to.
cordial. We are very respectful of
okay.
each other.
Yeah.
But we will never be cool. Like
So
fully cool.
Laura said they
But
were
we
never
said
going to be
nice
cool.
things to each other. But no, so we can't. I don't have a problem with Carol. I don't have a problem with Choma, right? But Caroline seems to do everything Choma does. Like if Choma goes to the left, Caroline will go to the right. If Choma, I know shade. It's something I'll say.
Shade.
If Choma says I will not show up today, Caroline will not show up.
Yeah, so that's what Tiana said, that maybe Caroline's a follow, blah blah blah, and so even though, yeah, whatever, this is a lot. I'm tired just talking about these people. It's just like I'm exhausted.
The thing is, Laura can be very exhausting. That's the honest truth. She can be very. This minute you're cool with this person, this minute that you will say, I don't have a problem with this person, but at the same time, you're still telling this person, the people that you're cool with, that yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn if they show up or they don't show up. And you're still stressing about these same people, but you're saying you don't have
Hmm.
any problem and issue with. She's so exhausting, honestly. Because at this brunch, she had a lot to say. You could see where she said, if Choma doesn't talk to me unless you people are around, but Choma came to your room to check up on you, the same Caroline that you saying you don't give a damn if she's around. I mean, by the time we move on to the next episode, season 6, you will still see where she said, I was happy that they came. Laura, please, you're exhausting. I'm not even on your show, but you're also exhausting me that is watching your show. It's so exhausting because I really
I
don't
mean,
know.
I can understand. I feel like at the end of the day, Laura really, really, and Choma kind of said it, like, this girl really wants my approval, but she's going about it the wrong way. And I think that Laura was just hurt that she had a brunch and they didn't show up. And so I can feel Laura's point of view, but it's the level of the way her reaction to it, and I don't know. I can't tell people how to react to feeling rejected. So I really don't know what to say about it, but I feel like at the end of the day, like, uh, there's this friendship or this relationship that Laura claims that she doesn't care about, but then she wants to force it. Does that make sense? So she wants to force this friendship
It
or
makes sense.
relationship. She keeps bringing up the fact that, Trauma said that she's a client. Like,
Mhm.
just let it go. Like, move on. She was hurt by it. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with being hurt by something like that. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm never going to take that. I can't tell people how to react to something that hurts them, but I think that it's now gone on so long that it's just weird at this point. It's like almost like stalker vibes for me, at this point. And I
It
don't know
is.
if,
It is,
yeah.
honestly. It
And
is.
that's how the episode kind of ended. And then, so now we're talking about episode 6. So episode 6, Laura, no, it was Mariam and
Chioma,
Chama met up to like to like lunch or something like that. And again, same thing with Mariam and that handshake. She brought it up again, like, oh, she didn't shake my hand, blah blah blah. I did like how Choma asked, like, well, have you made an effort with Caroline? Like, I mean, she's made an effort with Choma, but she hasn't made an effort with Caroline. She's made an effort with everybody else. So have you made an effort with everybody else, like that you are
Yes.
with Caroline, that you've made with everybody else? And they talked about, and apparently, Mariam invited her and Caroline to Laura, because Laura was having a fashion event, and she has already said in the previous episode that she was not inviting Caroline and Chioma, but Mariam went ahead and extended an invitation to both Chioma and Caroline, and also mentioned to Chioma that she's going to have an event at her home and have all the ladies there, blah blah blah. So it seemed pretty nice. I thought actually that was really nice um that Mariam took the effort to get to know Chioma separate from the ladies. Kind of
Separately,
like,
yes.
yeah, like kind of how she tried to do with Laura, but Laura just sat there and gossiped with her.
True.
And like, and to be honest with you, I felt like Laura also lied about how things went, based on what we've seen. Like, she was trying to
Mhm.
make herself look like this saint. She wasn't, but whatever, that's neither here or
Mhm.
there. But and then Choma, you know I don't know, invited Caroline for this thing, and they were getting dressed, and it seemed like they looked amazing. They called each other, and I like the way that the romance between Choma and Caroline in
Mm-hmm.
this show. I'm sure that it's going to end at some point. We're going to see how that ends, um, but this romance between them is pretty cute. We get to see Laura kind of just, and I have to say, this is the first time in throughout the whole season, for 6 episodes in, that I actually see Laura doing something tangible with herself, which is this fashion show.
Yes, and she was all positive for this in this
Yeah.
particular episode. She was about positive vibes and positive energy. She didn't want the drama, even when
Hmm.
Toyin was making some smart comments behind the scene. Oh, I'm sure she said some of those things on scene, um, close to Laura, because Laura had to say, she had to say at some point, she had to say, if you have any issue with them, go ahead and talk to them. I'm probably she heard some of the things Tony had to say, on at her fashion show. So she was all positive energy. And I mean, why wouldn't she be? Because this is her show. Why would you bring all any drama to your show or bring
Yeah,
any
even before
negative
the
vibe?
show started.
Mm-hmm.
So even
So
before
she,
the show started, I think Laura was already positive, and she didn't know those girls were coming.
yeah, she
Remember
had
that
no
she didn't
idea.
know.
Yes,
She
true.
did. She only saw them when they came there. So like, she was already on positive energy and stuff. And like, I was just happy that Laura, separate from the drama, And I think we said this before many times. I said this in the last 2 episodes, that I really like the fact that these women's work life is being showcased and is being shown to all of us, because I feel like it's important as women to show that we can do things, that we are entrepreneurs, we're powerful, we're movers and shakers. And thus far, I've seen everybody else do work, like, Caroline with her construction and real estate business. We've seen Choma in good hair and copper and grass. We've seen Tiana with her clothing line. We've seen Iyabo talk about the fact that she runs businesses for her kids, and now she's handing over like one of the shops to Priscilla, her daughter, who we get to see more of in this episode, episode 6. So we've seen this lady like do their work, right? But the only person that
Mhm.
we haven't seen actually have anything to do has been Laura. So this fashion show, for me, I felt like it was a welcome relief for me, and
Yeah.
I felt like it changed the story. I felt like it kind of adds to Laura's story arc, other than being a villain, being Linda's sister, because that, at this point, that's all we know her. Like, she's a troublemaker, and she's Linda's sister. Like, if you never read the Nigerian blogs, if you didn't know anything about these people, and you were just watching the show, you would have thought that, what does Laura do every day? 5
She's
episodes
an
in.
influencer.
Again, I said, if you did not know anything about these people outside of the show, you were just
Yeah.
watching the show. We didn't
Mhm.
see her doing anything. And so
True.
I'm glad that episode 6 they gave us Laura. They gave us Laura's fashion line. I felt like that was important because it she felt undeveloped as a person on the show. And I don't know. I just felt like, why are you here? Like, we're not like, you the only thing you're bringing right now is drama. And if that's what you want to be known for, fine. But remember that not everybody is from Nigeria watching this show. So people are
True.
tuning in, like every week to watch the show. And speaking of watching the show, Andy Cohen, Bravo, whatever, bring this show to America. you know bring it to
Yes.
America. I'm sick and tired of it. But anyway,
Netflix as
so
well.
yeah, Netflix. I don't know about Netflix right now. They're literally going through some stuff right now. But anyway, with Laura, I really like the fact that she was really excited about this, and it's something you can tell that it's something that this thing that she's doing, this specific thing, she was really passionate about it. She was really excited about it, and she wanted to put her best foot forward, and that is refreshing to see about Laura, because up until now I didn't know anything else that she did. I didn't She was the one that I didn't know anything about before the cast, and I still didn't know anything until um episode 6, where I got to see, okay, well, she's trying to do a fashion line and all that stuff. But anyway, the lady showed up. Tony is like, what are they doing here? Yabo showed up with Prissy. I think Yabo came after Chioma got there.
No, Iyabo and Prissy, they were present. It was Toyin
Already
that
there.
came after. Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Because Tonya came after, and Tonya was like, "Why is she here?" And then Tonya started the whole Choma thinks she's a fashion goddess, but I'm the king of fashion. Something she said, like Tonya was just competitive. I have to say, this whole
yeah,
episode, Tonya was off. Just this
true.
whole episode, I mean, it was more glaring this episode than any other episode, and it, this episode for me solidified that Toyin was the one behind the scenes working to isolate Caroline.
Yes,
Just from
it's
this
very
episode.
obvious. It's very obvious that she has been instigating a lot of things, against Caroline, and
Hmm.
she made it. She said she's very competitive, very, 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 very competitive. It goes back to what I said, the attack on OG. Because if you can say that about Choma hasn't done anything to you. In fact, your styles are different. These two
Hmm.
ladies have different styles. Like, so why would she make that comment about, when it comes to fashion, you can't outshine me? It was not necessary, for crying out loud. And I could see when Choma walked in, she didn't even like acknowledge her. Maybe they said hello, I didn't hear, but like I from the whole what they showed us on the scene, it was as if she
Hmm.
didn't acknowledge her, and Choma was so busy, greeting
With
Iyabo and the daughter. And so, yes, I don't know why she made that comment, but whatever, the case may be, she needs to, she says she's real,
Yeah,
she's not
let's
pretending.
actually deal with that. Let's deal with that, because she claims that she was all upset this whole episode. Like, why are they here? Why is Laura being nice to them? These people are fake. Blah blah blah. I want to go back to episode 1. I played the clip last episode. If you guys haven't listened to our last episode, this is the plug for you guys to go listen to our last episode. Where I played the clip where Laura talked about why they when they went to Tiana or Toyin's baby dedication thing. They went there, and Laura was surprised that Caroline was there, because Tonya told her all the stuff about Caroline. And she just thought that it was fake. And I remember Tonya said, "Well, I can get along with. I'm like a butterfly. I can get along with anybody." And so now she's now mad that Laura is getting along with Caroline and Shoma, and she's taking Panadol for Laura's headache.
No, because she's trying to secure her alliance. I understand why she's trying
Yeah,
to.
I mean,
She's feeling
it
like
doesn't
she's
it doesn't
losing.
make it right. I'm just pointing out the inconsistency and the hypocrisy of Toyin. Because one moment you're sitting there saying, "Oh, you can get along with everybody," and Laura is like, "Well, why is Caroline here? This is fake." And now you're claiming everybody is fake because they don't like each other, but they're being nice. Like, you can't have it both ways, because were you fake then when you were getting along with Caroline? Well, you that means you, because she's like me. I don't know how to be fake. Well, what which is it, Tony? Were you fake? And when, like, the whole time that you've been charming with Caroline, were you fake throughout then, and then everything changed at the end of season episode 4? What?
It it takes a fake to recognize fake.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say is that at the end of the day, um with Caroline and Toyin and Laura, you and Choma, you can't sit there, Toyin, and said they're fake because they're being nice to Laura. What they're supposed to do, come to the show and do what you did, which, let's talk about it. So during the fashion show, Toyin apparently, reportedly, we saw it. I saw it. Toyin was showing Choma pictures on her phone. I mean, there's videos of this showing Choma pictures of her
Mhm.
phone, and we can see this happening. I was wondering what the hell is going. Like, why are they showing each other? Like, why is she showing uh pictures on her phone to Choma, or showing her phone to Choma? And then Choma responded saying that I'm trying to see. I'm trying to play this so that we can see it, because it was pretty interesting for me to see them, like Tony, like showing pictures. Let me see if I can play this, because I think, okay, here we go. I'm gonna play it right now. Guys, I'm sorry when I stop talking is because I'm trying to catch my breath and find the things that I need to find. I think it was like right here. Why can I? Oh, it's not coming up. But this in this one, but there was a point in time, and Choma even brought
So
up.
this
I
was the
have to say,
first
I
fashion
love
show I'm very
Laura's
nervous.
face
That's number
here.
one.
She
I
was
don't know what the
serving.
girls are gonna think
So
about my
Yes.
collection.
I love her whole look here. In fact, this
I'm
episode
not sure if
confessional,
this
she
is the
did the
actual
best.
collection because right now
shade,
I don't really understand what I'm seeing.
shade.
No,
Catch it.
Chioma kept throwing it at her.
This whole episode, I have to say that Choma threw all kinds of shade. It
Yeah.
was, oh my god, what are you doing, girl? Like, she threw so much shade. It was so funny. But at the end of the day, the whole episode, Choma was throwing shade. Like, is this, like, I could never wear this? It's whatever. But
Yeah,
Tony
she
was
was mean
showing,
girl.
yeah, so much. Yeah, she was. Choma was kind of petty, but she was nice to Laura. So she was nice to Laura, but then Toyin started comparing her clothes. She was showing, saying that, oh, I can do this, I can do that, blah blah blah, and it was just kind of rude to do that. So oh, this is where she said, I don't know how to pretend. Hold on, because I think that it's important for us to show that Tonya can say all the stuff, but then she then says, I don't know how to pretend. Like, girl, you know how to pretend. Get out of here.
And they laugh like, oh, it's cool. No. No negative vibes, please. No, Lord, let me just
Carol just
finish
wanted to be
this
done.
and go home.
She,
It's okay. It's okay. Yes, Laura is my friend, but I would say it's okay not to show up so that you people will know.
She was
I will
so
respect you
mad that
even if you
Caroline
don't
showed
show up,
up.
so that she will know that yes, you people have a problem. And sit down and settle it. Don't pretend that it's okay. Because when this thing will happen, you will just see that I've been saying it. When it will happen.
what
Hmm.
exactly will happen? I need to understand. What was she talking? What will happen?
Yeah, it was a mess. For me, I just felt like, Tonya was doing a bit too much. And she was, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't understand it. She was more upset about
He had a lot to
Carol.
say. The one that got me the most was when she compared her son with Laura's
Yes.
son walking
Talk about that.
on the wrong, yeah, on the wrong way. I did not like that was it for me. In fact, that was where I said, you know what, I've had it. Is enough. Like I'm done with this Tony's rant because even though she went on Twitter to say that Showmax, she kind of went on Twitter and she said Showmax edited her wrongly. That she had some pleasant things to say about Laura's son walking on the wrong way. But the girl, you said so. You why bring up your son on that wrong way show? Like, why did you had something to say about your son? Why did you say your son is known for to be the number one on runway, and that your if your son was there, he could have done a backflip, front flip, whatever you said he would do. It was not necessary. That was still you comparing your son with Laura's son. It was not necessary. And to think that you're big on supporting your friend Laura and all that. And you had all this to say. You started by saying, when I saw Laura's collection, I knew it was Laura. Like, I can't relate. The only thing I can relate was it wasn't necessary. There was so much. It comes down, it boils down to the fact that Toyin is very competitive. And she's still the one saying that it's not a competition. We are not in high school, but you are in your head, you're competing with everyone around you. You're even competing with your own friend. For you to have all these things to say about her fashion line, her launch, and you had the song and everything. You are very competitive. You are. I mean, it's like I said earlier, it takes a fake person to recognize a fake person. These people, you're not in their head to know if they have any issues with Laura or anything. All the things you had to say in your diary section, you know, you don't even, you're not in their mind, you're not in their head to know what they are thinking. Just like Caroline rightfully said, that when it comes to supporting her colleague or a friend, that she will come out and support you. Then when it comes with you, when you come with your bullshit, I will call you out. I will put that aside, and I'll call you out and tell you, girl, no, this is wrong. I'm not going to accept this. That's how women actually support women. Like, I don't have to. There are a lot of my friends, or there are couple of my friends will fall out sometimes, but that doesn't mean that I don't support them in whatever they do. I support them irrespective of whatever differences we have. That's how you support people. That's maturity. People can do that. So if you don't know how to do that, please learn from these ladies. You can actually do that. You don't have to go on a rant saying, making a comparison to your collection, your son, and everything you had, to say there. That was why Iyabo had something to say, that we can all come out to support each other. We don't have to, you know, compete with. There's enough room for everybody in this profession. I like what she said. In typical Toyin's way, she did not respond to Iyabo. Even when somebody came to Iyabo's post to drag her about that comment, Iyabo told the person to go back and call your Toyin to come and face me, that this is her battle. It was it was so funny. Then she also called the Choma out on that show, that talk that Choma said that she was showing her collection during Laura's event. She said it wasn't true, that Choma was lying, and Choma said no, that it was is the truth, that there's some audio and video evidence about it. So we don't know who. Shomas, you guys need to come out and tell us what went down there. I don't get.
Toyin showing me her pieces at Laura's fashion show is giving me competitive.
My style is eccentric. If they said, Toyin, buy something from this runway, it was only the blazer I could relate with.
I don't think it's the appropriate time to be showing me your stuff at your friend's fashion show. Toyin showing me her pieces.
It's shocked to me. I'm hearing I showed my collection to Chom at Laura's show. Girl, you and I know nothing of such happened. You definitely knew what I was showing you, which you asked me, but it's all good. Y'all are good at playing game. Hate me because I love someone you hate. I don't think Choma was hating. She was just calling you out on your bullshit. That's the way I say it. Because this was not the appropriate time for you to show whatever you have on your phone that you were showing her, whether it's your collection or anything. It wasn't the right time for you to show her that stuff. So yes, she was just calling you out on your bullshit. You need to sometimes just own your bullshit and move on. You don't have to play the victim card. That's the way I see it. Secondly, yes, this was when Choma responded to what she had to say about uh, about the whole thing.
Yeah. 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 At the end of the day, like it was petty. This episode is what inspired me to like and a group of people to say we got to do a spaces and talk about this, because at that point everything like was clearer to me, that I felt that Toyin was in the background kind of making like pushing buttons in the background and create like trying to create alliances and stuff, and I was really disappointed in her, because if you guys go listen from the beginning of this podcast, this one and the previous episode, I've been always giving Tony her flowers for being creative, for being such a entrepreneur. She has the entrepreneurial spirit, she's such a hustler, but to see this kind of pettiness from her, it was just disappointing to me, because like you don't need to like, not at all. It was just too much for me, in my opinion. It just wasn't necessary. And to compare kids, it was just not something that I expected. So but anyway, this was pretty much it. I mean, we find out, oh no, and then Toyin danced it again, mad at Mariam. Another reason why I felt like, oh, we got to do a spaces. And
Yes,
the next
that
thing you know,
was.
we ended up having a podcast now. But Tony was mad at Mariam for inviting Carol and Chioma, and thinking that maybe Mariam is also fake for inviting them. And Laura was just like, I don't care about this. Like, I am happy. I'll go take my son to school tomorrow. If you have a problem, you address it with them. I'm happy. And even Laura said, I'm so happy that they showed up, even though I didn't invite them. And Mariam shouldn't speak invited them on my behalf. But at the end of the day, Sha, I'm happy. Like, I'm happy,
For
and that's
once, I
all that
gave it
matters.
to Laura.
Well, because she was like, she again, I'm telling you, we got to now see Laura and something that she was passionate about. And I'm telling you, when you have something that you're passionate about, there's a different energy there. There's a
True.
different type of energy that you're going to exude. So like, she didn't want anything to mess up that energy that she had, by fighting with these people. And Tony is the one who has the issue. It's her show. She doesn't have a problem with them coming, even though she didn't invite them. She corrected Mariam, saying, you shouldn't have invited them, you shouldn't have spoken for me. But she said, I'm actually happy they showed up. Everything was good vibes. That's all I care about. And that's it. They've already shown up. So Toyin, why are you upset? Why are you mad? Because there's something there, and it's been simmering since the end of episode 4. There's this iciness and stuff between Caroline and they weren't Caroline in episode 5 and 6 never even spoke to each other at all.
Yes,
Like, they
true.
never even like said hi to each other. From episode 4, they never said hi
No.
to each other. So yeah, so I think that does it on for this episode of the podcast. We reviewed episode 4, 5, and 6. Again, we just want to let you guys know, thank you for listening to this cluster of a podcast right now, because we're just trying to get it together. We're going to get better. The more we do this, we're going to get better. And let us know what you think. You can continue the party. We're still partying. Like, I'm still drinking my Coke this time. Are you still drinking
I'm
yours?
done with my champagne.
Yeah.
At
So
this point,
yeah,
I'm hungry.
yeah, I'm hungry too. And yeah, so you guys, we can continue to party in the comments on YouTube, on our IG, on our Twitter page. The link will be in the description of this podcast. Everywhere you can get podcasts. We are on Apple, Spotify, Google. The only place we're not on right now is Stitcher. But I think we're on SoundCloud as well. Like, we're everywhere. Like, just look up the Real Housewives of Lagos After Party on anywhere you can get your podcast. You are there. You can listen to us. Also, on our IG page. Let us know
Yep.
what you think. Continue the after party. Get your drinks. Let us know if we missed any tea. We miss sipping. I like sipping teas. So if I missed a sip, let
I
me
like
know. And I
spilling it.
yeah, I don't like spilling teas. I like to sip tea. I like to know all the drama. I like to, like, yes. And then if you feel like we haven't caught any, like we missed a shade that was thrown and we didn't catch it, let us know. Let's continue the party in the comments. And oh, gee, that's it. That's all I got to say. I'm
Oh
happy now.
yes.
Yeah, I'm hype.
This has been a wonderful marathon, I swear.
I know. Yeah. Well, hopefully our next, episode 7, we can kind of breathe and kind of do it properly. So yeah. But anyway, guys, that's it for the show. And OG, do you have anything to say before we end the show?
I absolutely don't have anything to say. I just expect that episode 7 will come with
Fire, Gbasgbos.
it's going to be a lot of bass buzz.
Oh, we already know. We already seen the preview. We get to see Mariam's home. We get to see
Yes.
Caroline get upset again with Laura. So it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be fight. Them two, Caroline and Laura, they carry this show. They are the ones that are carrying the show.
Yes, they are the
And
ones that really carry the show. And
let us know in the comments.
all right, guys.
All
Bye.
right, take care, guys. Bye.